Now the intent of this video is to show a few issues I had installing a Retrax Pro XR manual retractable tonneau cover. This one had T-slot rails, did not come with rails, but had the slots for them, on a 2024 Silverado EV 4WT. This video is not intended to replace the manufacturer's instructions and videos, but it will save you time because it shows some of the particular issues I had. By all means, watch the manufacturer's video and read their instructions. This is an image of Retrax website showing the this Retrax Pro XR manual retractable tonneau cover. So just want to show you what it looks like in this, what they're showing on their website. This is basically what it would look like. I'm not sure what the weight is on this, but it was heavy. No question about it. Well, I've got it down here. Let me get it unloaded and spread out on the floor. The packing list says it's for a EV, so we'll see. I think I got all the loose parts out. That looks like the two side rails. That must be for the end. And this is the main retractable unit. Looks like it's all contained in one big unit. These are miscellaneous parts. Looks like drain tubes for moisture, a couple of keys for the lock, and some clamps and a few adhesive pads. So the directions say here to go, this contains installation instructions and warranty. So I'm going to go with that QR code and we'll see what we get. Okay, I'm up in the air conditioning. I couldn't take the heat anymore down there. If you follow this QR code, it'll take you to that Retrax information you need to install it. And there's also links to some videos which I'm going to watch before I do it. And so I'd highly recommend you do this. I will include the copy of the QR codes. You can follow that yourself and watch those videos yourself. No need for me to copy them here. I'm just going to try to go through this and see if there's anything unusual that I can contribute to it. Now, they do give you all the parts list. I believe I've got them all. And tools required: a Phillips screwdriver, 9/16 inch wrench, 1/2 inch wrench, and scissors or utility knife. And you have to install the rails to the canister after you've removed all the shipping materials. And then fasten the rails to the canister and install the front cover on that. Then prepare the bed for cover installation. Then you position the cover with two people. You got to lift the cover and place it on the truck bed. So that's going to be the tricky part. And then you got to position the rails. It shows how to install the clamps, and it tells you everything, how to make sure the rails are parallel and so forth. And so it looks like just follow the steps. So I'm going to watch the videos. I'd highly recommend you do that as well. Now, in the Retrax website, they show you, there's two videos they've got. There's one here for shows installing it on a 2024 Ford Ranger. This one I found not to be useful because it's so different than the Silverado EV. This one here, installing it on a 2022 Ford Maverick, is very similar to the Silverado EV tonneau cover that I actually received. So this is very useful, but there were a couple of things. I highly recommend you watch this video. I ran into some things that I really didn't notice in the video that gave me problems. I'm just going to highlight those just to help you out when you go through the video and follow this guy's directions, and also read the actual installation guidelines. That's very worthwhile. By the way, if you're working on the floor like I've been, these knee pads I've had for a long time for doing housework, flooring and so forth, came in real handy. Now the video shows this spiral canister having clear plastic on the ends. The one I received has dark plastic. But you do the same thing. You just pull out these pieces of tubing which are helping stabilize that spiral wound cover in there for shipment. So no problem, just pull those out. Now, before I get started, I thought I'd double check these rails, make sure they are the right length. It does look like it. Looks like maybe 1/8 of an inch clearance there. What's surprising is how little overhang there is of this rail on top of the bed rail. Now, there were two things when I was installing this that gave me a big problem. One of them was I did not understand the lock mechanism, exactly how it worked. That's why I'm going to show you a little video, zoom a little closer up. The other thing was in these instructions here, it says pull the cover out of the canister 6 to 8 inches. This is critical. That gets the lock mechanism away from the canister and those issues there. I ran into a lot of problems fighting that, but once I reread this and pulled the cover out, I was able to get the screws in and get the rails on without too much problem. So that's very important. Take a quick look at how this lock assembly works. If you can see, let me try to get a little closer. Right down there, there's like a pin, needle, or a pointed from this is jabbed into that. Keeps it from moving. It's locked right at the moment. It's got a cable, controls this one over here. Whoops, same thing. So both sides get locked. To unlock it, on this particular model, I think they're all a little bit different, but I just open that up, put the key in here, and I can just turn it. You can see it's now unlocked. Okay. To relock it, I have to hold this down and turn the key. Just see if I can do that with one hand holding this phone. There we go. See, it's locked. Works pretty good. But that's the way it works. You need to know how to do that. I didn't understand it when I first bought this unit, trying to install it. So, one thing I wanted to point out, there's tabs on the back of this rail cover. They fit behind on the other side of this right here, back in this side, this side. The screws will go through these holes here. And if you don't have this cover pulled out far enough, this locking mechanism interferes with the installation of this rail. It took me a few hours to figure that out. It was hot, miserable, and make sure you got that rail cover pulled out and it will go much easier. Now the Real Truck video on their website showing an installation of this front cover here. I've got it standing on end right at the moment. He suggested to go ahead and run these screws. These are the Allen head screws. Here's an Allen wrench for it. Through the hole, because the powder coating on this can get down the threads. I've already found out that was good advice because this is tight going in there. So I'm going to try to get that loosened up. I don't think I have a tap that would fit that, so hopefully these screws will do it without cross-threading anything. I found out that using a different Allen wrench like this is a little easier than using that right angle one they gave you like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do both ends of this front cover and loosen up those threads. That was very good advice in that video. Okay, the directions say prepare the bed cover for installation. Some drop-in style bed liner may need to be notched. Mine bed liner I've got in there is only on the bottom. I don't think it's going to impact that up there at all. It may impact the drain tubes in a little bit when we get to that point. Notice their video didn't mention this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm going to double check, make sure I don't have bird droppings or any other debris on these rails that would interfere with any seal. And so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. And then I got to figure out how to get the bed cover in here, either by myself or wait for my wife to come home. She's at work. I pulled this bed liner out that I had in there because you can see all the debris that's collected, because anything falling from the sky, the trees, is just going to get in there, wash underneath it. I'm going to go ahead and clean all that up and put the bed liner back in before I try to put the bed cover on there. As you can see, this bed is a mess from that bed liner helping trap stuff in it. So I noticed this possibly could be a drain hole there. This certainly is there. So we'll get this cleaned up. Take a look at where we might want to put those drain tubes. These corrugated drain tubes, get that inserted in there, are about roughly 5/8 of an inch in diameter. I had a 5/8 inch diameter drill bit, so I drilled those out on both sides. Wasn't quite big enough, so I used this cone-shaped grinder bit to widen a little bit. I measured those hole locations and drilled 11/16 inch hole in the bed liner that I got to put in here. We'll see how close I got. Since there's just me here right now, and even my wife was here, this might be a bit much for her to pick up. I decided to use the tractor with my top forks, try and set this thing in the back of the truck. As if anything with the tractor, slow and easy, steady makes the difference. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, looks like I've successfully got it up there on the bed. Just gotta slide it up towards the front. Let's give that a try. These clamps have got to go between these two nylon adjusting screws here. Looks like this needs to be loosened up a little bit so it'll fit. This adjustment here can extend that part up too. These, I had adjusted them up. I had to move them down. They fit better that way. Okay, the directions say to push down on this and tilt up this way as you tighten the clamp. Helps water drain off. Make sure it's down tight there, but tilt it up a little bit. I'm going to give that a try. Okay, the directions say that gap right there should be 1/8 of an inch, and to use this tip part we removed to check it. That's pretty close. I'm going to have to do a little more work with the drain tubes. I basically got them in. I drilled 11/16 inch hole and had to elongate it in this stuff here, back there, and a widened 5/8 inch hole in that one drain hole in the bed. So we'll see how it does. I'll test it out later. I'm about done with all this heat today, so we'll see how it closes up. Just had a major downpour. Okay, let's look for water. It's totally dry down there. No water at all anywhere except right here. I think it started from that spot there. Something to do with where it matches up to the tailgate. I'll have to take another look at that, but I'm pretty pleased because I didn't video it, but we had a major downpour, like a cloud burst. Not sure how level the truck is. Consider how much rain we had. I was very pleased with how dry this was. I hope this was useful to you and maybe help you if you try to install one of these. It doesn't have to be a Silverado. It should help you with any installation of one of these type of covers. So please like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.